It's Fire Deku, baby. I'm just messing. It's Hentai Overlord back with another video. I'm not. I wasn't in the spirits to do. I just did. What if Deku, had an aphrodisiac mutation, part 9. So for some reason, I'm just not in the spirits to do the Naruto one right now. But I'm pretty sure I could just do it tomorrow. Like, hopefully you guys, won't try to come for my kahunas due to the fact that I'm not doing you guys' favorite what if. But, I might do it after this. There's a possibility. If I don't, then I'll just do it tomorrow. I promise, Scout's honor, even though I wasn't a Boy Scout. But other than that, this is what if Deku had a pyrokinesis awakened quirk. Or what if Deku had an awakened pyrokinesis quirk. So, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and leave a like, smash, subscribe, blow out your best friend's brains. I don't care what you do, just stay hentai, stay pervy, and let's get into it. So, we last left off on, the whole Deku thing, and with the sludge villain. I told you guys about the colors and how hot the spectrum is, but I'll just say that Deku can just, raise the temperature at will, lower the temperature at will. He also has healing flames, destruction flames, Amaterasu type flames. He just basically has all of them. And Deku would, I left off on the part with All Might, and a lot of you have voted that he should get One for All, and One for All, well, I'm not going to give him One for All. I'm sorry, I know you guys said you wanted him to get it, but you also have to think of it like this. There are a lot of other people with, quirks that, could get it, and with amazing quirks that could get it, and Deku's already OP with all the stuff he can do. So, All Might asks what's Deku quirk, and Deku then states, oh, I have a pyrokinesis type quirks. I can channel up to many variations of flames, and each flame has a different ability. Like, my yellow flames allow me to go at the speed of light. Oh, and there's also that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, technically, electricity, lightning is a part of the flame divination, as seen in the Avatar. So, when you channel fire, all you have to do is just, dig a little deeper, separate yin from yang, and you take out those pure neutral elements, and you just shoot them directly out, and that's lightning. So, Deku is able to do lightning. It's very, very strenuous on him, which means it depletes his quirk to the utmost maximum. He won't be able to use his quirk for a day. But I mean, it'll get better. Maybe it'll be like Luffy Gear 4th type time. So we get to the point where All Might's like, wow, kid, you have an amazing type quirk, and he then states, if you join us at UA, then you'll be an amazing hero. And this is when Deku starts to freak out and says, UA, you're going to be a teacher at UA? All Might then states, dang, I blew it. But yeah, I'm going to be a teacher there. You should totally come. I'll be expecting you, waiting on you, and you should definitely come. And just then, Deku just immediately says, oh my god, I'd love to. I'll be front and center. And All Might then realizes that he's almost about to run out of time, and he grabs the sludge villain and he jumps off. The sludge villain attack never happens because All Might basically just told Deku he could be a hero. And yeah, so Deku does train his quirk. He trains it to get, stronger. He trains the black flames, he trains the white flames. Okay, the flames that are able to heal, I want to say the white flames are, but it's just 80 flames for real. So, but he just can't use the black flames because the black flames never extinguish. So Deku would then, begin to see Bodega Beach, and he'd start, using his quirk the same way as Endeavor would, but a little bit more strategically. He'll, knowing that his frame isn't as big and buff as Endeavor, but he may be able to strategize in more speed than he does. So Deku then channels, like, he meditates for a little bit, like a hot minute, like for about 2 hours, and just then he has a breakthrough. He then begins to ignite the flame that's with that triggers his quirk, and he spreads it throughout his whole body. So with this, Deku then begins to move at I'm not supersonic speeds, because supersonic speeds would mean he'd have to channel the electricity, and he's not at that stage yet. He'll channel like, and each flame color allows him to go at a different speed. Now, the fastest he can go is when he channels black speed, but that is unstable. And, it also wears down his quirk. This, stops him from being able to use his quirk for about 1 to 3 minutes, depending on how long he, uses it. So, one sec. So Deku then begins to, move at speeds that are nearly incapable of recognizing to the human eye. Like someone like maybe Aizawa would be able to see it. But yeah, so he clears Bodega Beat. Oh, and he uses his black flames for the metal. Black flames are he increases the temperature to about the temperature of the sun, and it immediately starts to spread and turn into ash. There's a lot of stuff Deku can do. He just hasn't figured it out yet. And I'll get there to a point. But, yeah. So, Deku then begins to, go, start to experiment a little bit more. And his flames have reached, the second stage of awakened. I'm talking Doflamingo levels of awakening. Yeah, so, he's able to emit a fiery aura from his body, and he's able to, the third stage would be him actually being able to do some of the stuff like Doflamingo, the Ito no Mi, when it was awakened, it was able to change the whole environment into strings, and in the sixth stage Deku will be able to do that. And with each, Deku would reach the sixth stage eventually, just not in the very beginning. So it comes the day of the exam, and Deku, he goes up there with a fiery passion. If you see what I did there, yeah. Deku walks up to the school, and he immediately thinks, All Might call me All Might call me a hero. And he said that I could be a hero. He said I'd be an amazing hero. I won't let you down, Mom. I won't let you down, Dad. And just then he trips. And he then instantly begins to think, I'm a failure. Everything I've ever done has always been a failure. Life. What is life? He begins to contemplate. And he immediately starts to show off some of his, taijutsu to stop from falling. I'll say Deku is trained in his very own art of fighting. He uses his fire augmentation for speed, strength, durability, all this, while also, letting off, doing what Bakugo would do, the explosions, but the sparks. But Deku would do, some sort of intricate flame wave, stuff like that. He'll have, a lot of moves. So, and Deku also has the power of temperature, too. But I'll get there in a minute. So, I'll say Deku comes in first. Ida never says anything. He never meets Uraraka because she wasn't, fast enough to help him. And he already had it covered. So, Deku comes in, maybe, I'll say third place. Because he never did lack on studies. And this time he was more confident than he, was in the manga. Or is in the manga. And I'll say Deku, we get to the part where Deku is about to start the robots. And just then he sees somebody that, piques his interest. There is a girl. Now, this girl, she looks kind of weird, but he thinks that it might be just her mutation, you know? And just then, the announcer, describes the robots, the points, everything, and says a 0 point robot, and it barely comes out. And just then, he then screams, "Go!" And with just a blast of radiance is like just fired within everyone. They all just zoom. Deku walks at like just a normal speed because he knows what's about to happen. And just then a huge wave of robots. I'm talking like zombie level waves of robots come out. And everyone is like getting terrified because all of these robots are level 3 robots. And the ones who don't have a strong enough quirk, they know they're screwed. But just then, everyone begins to feel an unbearable amount of heat being emitted from one person. This one person has his hands in his pockets and he's just standing there. And all of a sudden, his eyes just begin to contract and zoom out. And then, without him even taking a breath, all the robots begin to melt into nothing. So basically what Deku did, he used what Luffy has, something like Luffy has. He used a form of Conqueror's Haki, but he just emitted the temperature to be unbearable, basically. And this is done basically by projecting his quirk, but without releasing fire. It's kind of tricky for him, but at the same time, he has an awakened ability, so it's pretty easy. So yeah, everything goes smoothly. Deku's racking up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of points. I'm talking like he's in the thousands right now. He's already destroyed the whole range, and he's probably even in the thousands of hero rescue points. No one knows. You know what? We're not even keeping track. So Deku is just like he's acing everything. And just then he sees the girl he was thinking about. She gets trapped under rubble, and everyone then begins to scream. Now, what appears isn't a 0 point robot. No, it's a level 5 robot. This robot is bigger than the 0 pointer. And Deku then grits his teeth and says, "Damn, should I help her? I mean, she is cute. But like, can I take that thing on?" And just then he hears a voice deep inside of him, and it states, "Oh, come on, you're strong. You literally are the embodiment of fire. How are you second guessing yourself?" And with this sudden boost of motivation from this mysterious voice, he then begins to instantly blitz. Like, I'm talking, he uses Amaterasu, and he stops midway and then begins to run. And he uses Amaterasu type flames and inside of his body. He moves at a speed that's blinding to the human eye. And then, just then he emits another heat wave, but this time he untargets the girl who's trapped underneath the rubble. And then the robot, instead of focusing his attention on the girl, he immediately switches to Deku, thinking, "Imminent threat detected. Must exterminate." And Deku was just thinking, "Oh my god, it's found me, huh? Well, might make it a little interesting." Deku's eyes contrast once again, and he emits a heat that burns at the temperature of the sun. No one can withstand this. No one. But it's a good thing that the girl is trapped underneath a rubble. And it's also a good thing that the students have already gotten out. Because they would have seen the monstrous power of this kid. Immediately, the feet began to get stuck near the robot. And Deku is just like, even though he can't use his flames, he can still use the temperature ability. So yeah, Deku would then, immediately start to jump up with his enhanced agility from using the yellow flame inside of his body. And he would begin to do flips, do all these designs, and as soon as he's right there, his time limit is up. He can use his quirk again. But Deku gets an idea. What if I were to short circuit the robot? I can't defeat it with a blast of fire, but maybe, just maybe, he then begins to separate the yin from the yang. And out of nowhere, he then hops next to the robot, hops directly on his shoulders, puts his hand on the robot's head, and then says, sayonara, friend. And then begins to says, gigging impact. And the robot's head just bursts. Because what Deku did was he manipulated the electricity that was in the robot already with his own electricity. Now, Deku can't use his quirk now. Well, I mean, he can, but he can't. Like, he can't use anything higher than yellow level flames. Like, white flames are the basic beginning, and yellow are, like, level 3. Because he didn't, like, channel the electricity outwards. He didn't waste meaningful electricity. That's why he can still use his quirk up to at least level 3. So, Deku then, begins to jump down. And the yellow flames are active within his soul. So, Deku, sees the girl trapped underneath the rubble and immediately begins to emit a temperature that melts some of the rubble, like the metal surrounding it that's trapping her under. And he starts to use blue fire. Well, wait, it goes white, red, blue, yellow. Yeah, he starts using blue fire to increase his strength just by a little bit, and he grips the rubble and he lifts it off of her. Just then he sees her pink skin. This is Mina. This is the girl who he was thinking of, who he saw. She then says, my leg. I can't feel my leg. And Deku then looks to look at her leg, and he immediately sees a pool of blood. He says, you've lost so much blood. How are you still alive? Mina then states that she doesn't know. She was just lucky, she guessed. And just then, Deku gets the idea. He's used it once before on a cat, but he's never tried it on a human. He then channels his white flames, and she asks, wait, what are you doing? Are you trying to burn me? And he immediately puts it on her her leg, drawing a strange symbol. And, just then, Healing Lady comes out. I don't know her name. I forget names. I'm sorry. And, everyone's just like, oh my God, is that girl okay? There's so much blood. And just then, she says, wait, how is this possible? It's not her blood. Well, it's her blood, but it's not. There's no wound on her anywhere. And just then, Deku just ups and vanishes. Without even learning the girl's name. I'm going to leave it off here because, I got to see if you guys like it first. But if you guys don't, then just tell me. This was more of a fast-paced what if because I already had every detail down. Not written, but I had it in my mind. But yeah, thank you all for taking the time to listen, and I love you.